Let's start. I would like to start. What do you see? You see the verse about Sarah, Sarai. You see the verse about her, Jan
Genesis
11:30.
11:30.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Can you read for us in English, please?
Sure. Let me- I need to pull my screen up a bit,
Yes.
a little bit bigger.
Take your time and
Oh, I put my glasses on. Okay. And Sarai was barren; she had no child.
thank you. And the Hebrew, ותהי Sarai akara en la valad. What we did here in the whiteboard, we wrote the three letters. We wrote the letter Shin. It looks like a fork basically. And when it has a left dot, we pronounce it like S in English. S.
Okay.
And the second letter is Resh, and we pronounce it like R in English.
Mm-hmm.
And the last is Yod, and we pronounce it like I in English. So in Hebrew, we have three letters because in Hebrew, in general, there aren't any vowels, not in the way we see this in English and in other languages. This is why in English we see the name Sarai here,
Mm-hmm.
Sarai with five letters because we have the vowels. I will mark them with a, let's say, blue color that we shall be able to see. This is a vowel and this is a vowel, the sound of A. And if I write the Hebrew letters from left to right, parallel to the English, so this is like this. Sa. Now I have to write it in Hebrew. I have to be loyal to the thing, not to Sarai. And maybe I'll will change 1 second. I do the colors in a way that it will be visible. And then another vocal A, vowel, yes. And the letter Yod will be in blue, like this. And we have Sarai, Sarai, Sarai. Yes, her name is Sarai. She doesn't, the Bible, English Bible, and Sarai was barren in Hebrew Akara. Now let's see why she is barren according to the Hebrew writing or spelling of her name. Her name, as we said in Hebrew, has three letters, and I will write them here again that we could follow and learn because I will move very slowly now that we could follow how do we draw the letter Shin. It's like a fork. Sometimes we have fork of four teeth, tooth, teeth, and sometimes with three. So it is will be a fork. We start on the right, going to the bottom, make another one, and here we have one in the middle. It's like the letter E with 90-degree, capital E, if we would like, if we have a bit of imagination. There are many ways to perceive and to learn, and everyone with his creative, associative way. It's a mystery way. How do it's really a mystery. So again, let's make another sin. We call it sin because we pronounce it like S in English. So let's make another one here. Again, we start on the upper right, going down 90 degrees to the left, 90 degree, 90 degree, yes, vertical, a line in the middle, and a left dot and we pronounce it like S. So now let's write the name Sarah here again. 90 degrees, we rise up, line in the middle, a left dot, Sa. The vowel in English, we say this in our heart, this is Sa. We can we can look at the verse. I think it has also, I don't want to move much. Yes, kamatz, we call it kamatz. You see the plus, the opposite plus here. This is it. The opposite plus is like a in English, like the vowel. And we have resh is like this, two lines like opposite L, and it has minus. The minus is like a again. And then we have yod, sarai again. Let's write it here on the left side to the hand. Vertical, 90 degrees, another vertical, one in the middle with a left dot. This is S. And now sa, we add the sound of a, opposite plus, and resh, like L, capital L, but opposite with a minus again, it's a, and yod, sarai. Her name is Sarai.
That's awesome.
Thanks. The Bible says that yod, the letter yod, it's like a drop. It's like a drop. We can make the letter yod either like this, uh, like a folded palm, or we can make it like this, like a drop, or like an olive, or like an egg. All those shapes, olive, egg, a drop of water, all of those are symbolizing the yod. The yod is the potential because it's the 10th letter in the Hebrew alphabet, and 10 holds what? The one, the potential. So the yod is always stand for the potential. And the Bible says that with the name Sarai, she cannot have a child. Why? It's like a person. Let's open here. We have already here a hand. The thumb is basically the letter Yod. It's the potential. Her name is Sarai, is like a person that has only the thumb. He doesn't have the rest of the four fingers. Imagine, let's make an exercise and close our eyes. Imagine that we have only thumb. How can we access anything? I wonder if we could hold a glass of water, if we could hold a pen, if we could comb our hair, if we can open the door. We don't have a grip. So there is a way to grant her ability to have a grip in the physical life or in the temporal. Her name will be change. And I will move a bit the whiteboard and follow with you a bit left slowly and see the transformation. Transformation. Her name at the moment, and I make it now red. Again, look how we write Shin. This, her name at the moment is Sarai, and with the name, it's like a person only with a thumb. She doesn't have a palm. She doesn't have a hand. She doesn't have a vessel to receive new life. And so says the Bible. The letter Yod equals 10. But Sarah needs a palm. How do we create for Sarah a palm? We divide the 10 into 2 and then we have 5. So the letter Yod, the potential of Sarah, will be divided into 2 and we shall have 5, or the letter He. Always I write letter He, the number 7. Funny. Here. Sarah will get 1 here. Now, and another letter He, Abraham will get. Her potential, this is also H. Her potential will be divided. The potential is divided between both of them. I have to move a color. Now I will make the letter Hey, the fifth like H in English, like this, like J. So God, via, via his conversation to Abraham, is telling him this letter Yod is only the potential. We need a manifestation. How we create a vessel for Sarai. First of all, we take the letter Yod or or the sum of 10. It's like a biscuit. We break it into 2 parts. Sarah get 1 part 5, 1 palm, and Abraham gets another palm. She gets 5 and he gets a 5. She gets a full hand and he gets 1. And now see how does it happen in writing. The letter He equals 5. Basically, it's the 5th letter in the Hebrew alphabet and its value is 5. But like a palm, we have 1 thumb and 4 simple fingers. So we can write also the letter He with the letter Dalet, with the 4th letter, plus the letter Yod. Here, the foot of the He is the letter Yod, is the potential. So what do we have? Instead of writing simple letter He, like this, simple, this is simple. We write a secret He. We write it with a Dalet. This is why I make here the junction, that we could be able to see the junction of the Dalet. This is a secret way to write the letter He with this angle. Yes, this is letter Dalet and this equals 4. Plus we add here the Yod that we use to write here at the upper part of the line. Here, I'll make it blue. I'll move to another color. 1 second. I have to make here. This is our line. Like in first grade, we write in the line. Yes, like this. So the Yod used to be written up here, like in the sky. The Yod is like a drop of water of potential in the sky. And now we are lowering the Yod. We take the potential, which is above in the sky, and we move it here to the ground. Here, this is the line, yes, in which you write the letter He, and we move the drop. Again, I will make it here that it will be clear. The letter Daled, this is like 4. And the letter Yod, which used to be in the heavens, We shall make her now another color, a golden color. We shall move and manifest here the letter He. The letter Yod will be manifested as the foot of the He, as the foot. So we have 4, the letter Dalet, plus, plus 1. Let's stick with this. Yes, 1. And this gives us 5. So with the name Sarah, again, Sarah, her name at the moment is with He, with the full potential. Like we say to someone in the morning, hi, hi. We open our mouths and say, hi, this is the He. Our mouths can speak. So now her name is Sarah with He. And with this name, she can conceive a child. But Sarah is only one part of the system. We also have to take care about the name Abram. Jill, can you please read verse 5 here in the middle? Neither, do you see?
Okay. Let me just, I need to make it a little bit wider. Neither shall thy name any more be called Abram, but thy name shall be called Abraham, for the father of a multitude of nations have I made thee.
Thank you so much. ולא ייקרא עוד את שמך אברהם. Your name will not be written anymore, any longer with 4 letters. This is the original name, Avram. 4 letters. והיה שמך אברהם. The speech from the higher says, your name from now on will be Avraham with additional hey, with a vessel. Your name shall not be written any longer with 4 letters, but with 5. The hey here at the name of Abraham has a double meaning. It brings, first of all, the potential of 4 to 1 or 1 to 4. This is one aspect. Another aspect, the hey itself stands as the potential of 1 against the whole 4 letters. Do we see this? The hey for itself has the relation of 1 to 4 or 4 to 1, like a full hand. This is one thing for itself as a unit, but as a part of a big system, as a part of the great name Avram, it represents the potential which is hidden in the name Abram with 4 letters, because the Hey is the one, the sum, the potential against the simple, so to speak, 4 other letters. Now, we said this is only, Sarah was only part of the deal. Now, Abraham is interesting because when we add the letter He and its value of 5 to the rest of the 4 letters, before the name Abraham was 243. But we add for it the He, the 5, and we have 248. 248 is the value of the word rechem, which is womb in English. Now, Abraham has the potential in the mind to be a womb, and Sarah has it We have the facto and the iue, we say in Latin. So Abraham has the ability of the mind, and Sarah has the vessel here. And with those two names, now I shall write both of them here together. They can conceive a new child, not because they want it, because God promised Abraham. God keeps his promise. Here we shall move to blue now. This is the color. I think that it's better opposite, that let's make the potential of birth in red. It makes making more sense. So let's write it. Avram, and the potential of birth with the color red, and move to the blue. And Sarah, let's write it like this. And here we have her letter H. So you see both letter H gives us the value of 10. I write it here. Any questions so far?
I don't have any questions.
Thanks. Let's see here if we have other questions on YouTube, or if we have other questions. Hello, Reina. Hello, hello. Nice to see you here. Let's see if we have here. Felipe is here. Good morning, Felipe. And Charles is here. Good afternoon. And Shelton is here. And good afternoon. Now we shall move a bit with the whiteboard, and of course you're welcome to make a comment. I just want to share with you a little art. I mean, there's a beautiful painting. I'll try to find the right focus that you can see. You will be able to see the whole screen here. Do we see the picture? 1 second, I made it red color. 1 second, here. I'll make it 2nd. This painting is oil on canvas by Bartolomé. This is a Spanish painter. Here, this is his name is Bartolomé Esteban Murillo. In the 17th century, he painted a lot of religious scenes. In this painting, we can see Abraham is asking from the three angels to wash their feet. He asked them, he's kind, he's in the 3rd day after the circumcision, and he asked them kindly to stay with him, to be his guests. Who does not appear in this picture or painting?
Sarah.
Sarah. Sarah this is very interesting. I find it very interesting that the three angels or the messengers are there and Abraham together. There are four, and Sarah is not in the picture. Is she's not in the painting? Yes,
I have a question.
yes.
And so in the painting, is he still Abraham or Abram and she's Sarai?
In the painting, he is already Abraham with the letter H or H in English. He is
Okay.
after the circumcision,
Hmm.
yes, and his name is Abraham with Hay, and her name is. We can also bring the verse because she's laughing. One of the angels is telling them that the next year they will have a son, and she's laughing, and both of them are laughing. Yes. So yes, they have the letter Hay. It's a very good question, Jill. Both of them have the letter Hay. This is the this is the full hand perspective, and in a way, the fact that both of them, each one of them, laugh in his own way, is showing us that when we have the full hand perspective, we are we have the capability to laugh. Meaning, what is a laugh in us? And I don't mean cynical laugh. When a person is laughing, it means he doesn't have a short term perspective. Like once Ellen Alda, this is American actor, a comedian, he says, what is comedy? Tragedy plus time. Questions or impressions? You can ask about anything that you like.
I don't think I have any right now.
Thank you, Jill.
But definitely tragedy plus time makes sense because some things that used to happen when we were little, we laugh about them now.
Yes, yes. So imagine if a person can see his whole life, but not from the like a at the moment when things are happening after, let's say, a long range of time, we just laugh about the things that used to make us like unhappy or nervous, because in the lens, through the lens of the infinite or a vast lens and not so much a confrontational lens, everything seems maybe ridiculous or funny or makes us laugh.
Very true.
Felipe, good morning.
Hello, shalom, everybody.
Shalom, shalom.
Good evening, Yeti.
Good morning, Felipe.
Nice to hear all that you were talking about, Yeti. And it was interesting. You were speaking about the two Reyes, one for Sarah and one for Abraham. And uh, there was a question, a comment I would like to share. Just about this aspect of the two hands,
Mhm.
and it is in Deuteronomy 9:15. Uh, it's let me put let me take the verse one moment.
Deuteronomy 1:15.
It's chapter 9, 15.
Yeah, 9:15. So let's. I'll put it here on YouTube that everybody, I mean, those who are listening could click it, could click
Yes.
the link. Deuteronomy 9:15. Yes,
I'll read it.
yes.
So I turned and came down from the mount, and the mount burned with fire, and the two tables of the covenant were in my two hands. And when I read it, I found very interesting because it says about these two tables of the covenant
Mhm.
in the two hands of Moses, and I couldn't help think about the 10 fingers we have, and
Mhm.
it's like each finger is a commandment.
Yes, yes, yes.
And then when you were speaking about the for us to imagine if we haven't uh, the four fingers complementary fingers in our hands, and uh, suddenly came for me this image of this verse, and I would be pleased if you had something to say about it.
Yes, I would like to copy this and put it 1 second on the whiteboard. I put a link there, but now I'll try to put the verse on the whiteboard that we could watch, all those who are at home. 1 second. I'll move here. We shall all move. Move your left. Try to see when the verse here. This is it. Yes. If we can speak about there is a relation between, like you said, the 10 fingers and the 10 commandments. This is it, Felipe, that you were asking.
Yes, it.
There is a relation, yes. There is a relation between the 10 sayings. It is even vaster. It's very good that you note it. 1 second, I will zoom on the verse that everybody will be able to see. 1 second. A second. I hope that everyone can see now. There is a relation, of course, between the 10 fingers and the 10 commandments and the 10 sayings of God in Genesis. There are 10 sayings of God in Genesis. Let there be light, let there, yes, there is a relation, there's a triangle relation. We have 10 fingers, and there's like 10 commandments, and then we have 10 sayings of God in Genesis 1. And this is it. Yes. We were saying that Moses is representing the divine logos. Do you remember that we were saying this?
Yes.
Yes. So what is the divine logos? The recognition. The recognition. We speak in Greek about epistemology. We call it the serial, or how do you say this? Torah Hakara. We say in Hebrew Torah Hakara. The epistemology, we say in Greek, the fact that human can speak and recognize things. And and Moses is the one who is representing the recognition, the divine logos.
Our hands we make our works we made, and just like there is no rock at all. It is just his own hands. I was
This is
picturing
Yes, you're right, Felipe. This is why we have two boards. It's like two palms, two hands. And if we read the commandments or the board, the sayings, we have five positive. In general, this is the right palm. Things to do. This is the flow. And so to speak, five negative not to do. So they say the right arm or the right hand. Yamin, Yamin mekarevet, like the right side is the flow just to get close, and small the left is like rejecting. So we have positive and negative, plus and minus.
This is about the Ten Commandments.
Yes, if we read them closely, we can see that there are five positive and five is a mirror. Plus five and what do you mean minus? Not to kill. Not to kill is the left. We have two boards of the Shnei Luchot, two boards of the covenant, positive and negative. What to
Yes.
do, what not to do.
Yes, I will look it closely at it. Thank you.
Yes, yeah, what not. Questions or impressions? If not, I would like to focus on the name of the painter, the artist, Bartholomew. Bartholomew comes from Aramaic. Aramaic is an ancient language. Bar, bar, bar is a son, like we say bar mitzvah, the son of the mitzvah of the good deed. So bar, I'll try to write here with a new pen, with a new color. Bar, bar is a son. And Ptolemy comes from Telem in Hebrew. Telem is when we plow the field, we have those rows, and in between we put the seeds. They call it in English, they have a good word for it. One second, let me find it. Bartholomew, it means the son of this Pharaoh. Pharaoh, they call it Pharaoh. One second, I'll bring it in English. It says, this is it. Jill, I'll put it here in the whiteboard, and maybe you can read it for us with a good
Okay.
English. One second, I will put the word here. Here. How do we read this word?
Pharaoh?
Yes, the son of Pharaoh. This is the meaning of his name in Aramaic, Bartholomew. Bar Telem, the son of this row in the ground that we plow or we put the seeds in the ground. Yes, I would say it's very close. The name in Aramaic is very close to a student. A student, Talmid, Talmid. Talmid is a student. Talmid, student or pupil. And we have the Telem. The Telem. Telem is the row, the pharaoh. Telem. Telem is the pharaoh. And then we have Yod Dalet, Yad, a hand. So pharaoh with a hand, it means student in Hebrew. Talmid. Questions, impressions?
You also, Eti, once told us about the relation between Talmud and Miledet.
Yes, yes. Talmid, very good, Felipe. There's a we have Talmid here. There's a pen. Talmid is a student. Talmid, this is how we pronounce it. And if we write the same letters in a different order, Meyaledet is a midwife. Midwife. Meyaledet. So in a way, what is the connection? Because the connection is always, or the secret is in the letter. What does it mean, or what is the relation between a student and a midwife? Felipe.
This is beautiful, Eti. It was, you know, you told us a long time ago. I think it was one of the first sessions I've met you, and it's a beautiful symbolic aspect because the midwife, it's like when we are studying, we are pulling out the, like in a way we are pulling out the babies of our knowledge or the wisdom of God.
Hmm.
We are just making a work like a midwife, just
Yeah,
giving birth to new ideas, giving birth to concepts and sensations and so on, and like creativity, like giving birth to these seeds of wisdom that this for these seeds do not they aren't from this world, you know.
yes.
We are pulling out pulling out these beautiful seeds from another world.
Excellent. Excellent.
It's a beautiful concept.
Um, Also, I think you mentioned in the past, and to add on to what Felipe said, that the student and the midwife, similar to the student and the teacher, they walk. The student walks to the side of the teacher or the midwife, not behind, but to the alongside the, the midwife or the teacher.
True. That's true. They they go next to. They go next to. Leyad. Leyad. Next to. Very good. Leyad. Leyad is next to. Next to. And if we change the letters, we have Yeled. Yeled is a child. Excellent.
I was thinking when you were talking about Bartholomew, son of the roll. In the New Testament, we have Simon Bar Jonah. Is this son of is this son of Jonah? The
Again,
meaning, I was wondering the meaning. In the New Testament, you have Simon Bar Jonah. Bar Jonah. Is this Simon, the son of Jonah? And what is the significance of the name Jonah? Beyond the story, what is the significance of Jonah's name?
Jonah, Bar Jonah, you mean Bar Yonah, the son of the dove? This is
Ah, okay.
the son of the
Okay.
dove? Yeah,
Yes, yes.
yes, the son of the dove. Thank you. More questions? Or
Just interesting, Etty, when you just said that Simon Peter I think it's the same Simon Bar Jonah, and his name also refers to the rock. Just interesting that his name has within it both a rock and the dove. I just think it's interesting symbolism.
Simon, you mean?
Yes, yes. There's a Simon Peter. I think he's also known as. I may be wrong, but I think he's also known as Simon Bar Jonah, and it's interesting. This son of the dove is also seen as also a rock. I normally don't think of the rock and a dove as going together, but as you said in the past, there's a lot of meaning for a particular person in the name.
Mhm. There is in Song of Songs. There's a verse that speaks about the dove in the hidden of the cleft. So we have a relation of a dove, a bird, and a rock. The dove, the dove is the belief, yes, and the belief is always something which is hidden. But it's good if we have the text. And tomorrow I prepare something for tomorrow from the New Testament to bring the text, because when we work with the New Testament, we work with few languages. Like we check the New Testament in English in different versions, and the New Testament in Hebrew and in Greek, and sometimes in other languages to bring the full transparency. This is why it is quite. But for tomorrow, I would like to see with you interesting scene in the New Testament together, and to go practically a bit.
I will see also if I can find a picture that I saw many years ago of a bird in the midst of a storm, and this artist referred to this picture as a scene of peace because the bird is calm, as you say, in the cleft, in the midst of the storm. The bird is quietly sitting, right?
Yes, yes, excellent, excellent.
Um, I also had a question, Ed. You were mentioning earlier about the comedy and its tragedy over time can be seen as tragedy over time with a different perspective. In the Hebrew tradition, I know Sarah, when when God revealed to Sarah that she was going to have give a child in her later age, uh, according to scripture, she laughed. Right? Uh, are are there other places in the Hebrew tradition where humor is reflected both in a positive way and a negative way?
There is in Psalms, the one who sits in heaven shall laugh, because the person who has the heavenly perspective is laughing. Is laughing is what is to what is happening in the what is defined by time and space. Of course, yes,
And by the one you mean the higher, you mean God. This is when you say the one who sits in heaven is
yes,
laughs, according to the song.
yes, yes,
Wow. Yeah. I always think that God has a sense of humor, and in this scripture, as you're saying now, reflects
yes,
that aspect of God.
yes, yes. This is like in us, everything is one in one person. There is no external being in a way, God sitting on Mars or on Neptune or on Venus. It's it's like notions inside of one person. Recognition, a system of recognition in one human. And slowly in the process of our life, each and every one of us discover discovers the one who sits inside, the ancient one, because in each and every one of us there is an ancient one, the ancient of the days, like in Daniel, in the book of Daniel, and the ancient one is sitting, or Adam Kadmon, or as different aspect of antiquities, not in antiquities in time, but former, uh, former and thinner and more spiritual um, planes of ourselves, or not planes is not so much realms of ourselves. The more a person has a, I would say, spiritual recognition, he will try to um, go for the sinner aspect of himself, the unconditional one. The less people are recognize it, they behave in the same way that they perceive life. People who look for the one will not look for the many, will not look for the mob. But this is a very, very deep conversation.
The, what you're sharing now, does this relate to the concept of seed time and harvest? That in time, that which we plant is becomes our harvest, if you will.
Again, Shelton, please.
Does this relate in part to the concept of seed time and harvest, that we plant
Yes,
seeds each day, and
yes,
over time the seeds become our harvest, our field?
yes, yes, definitely, definitely, Shelton. So thank you so much for participating today by speaking, by reading, by thinking, by commenting and asking questions. Thank you, Felipe, for your questions. Thank you, Jill, for reading, Shelton and
Thank you.
Charles. Thank you so much for Reina and other friends here on YouTube. Thank you so much. And we shall meet here tomorrow at the same time with a little verse from the New Testament. So thank you so much and see you tomorrow.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Eti. Shalom.
Bye, everybody.
Shalom.